Hey, y'all. I'm gonna wait just a couple of minutes, let some people log in while I go ahead and bring up my slides. So thank you for your patience. All right, that looks good. It looks like we should be able to see my slides. Um, there's probably a better way to show this aspect of the slide. Let's see if we can do view. Presenter view. Let's see if that makes a difference. Oh, no, that's not it. We don't want that. Oh, no, I don't want that. And let's pause. Okay, I'm not going to get too bent in a shape about the reason why I'm not being able to enlarge my slides because it is what it is. So there you go. I'm sure I'm missing something, or there's probably some little something I'm missing. No, there we go. Maybe this will work. Okay, here it is. Play from the start. I did it. I did it. Can we all just take a moment for just a second and let me applaud myself for bringing my slides up in full. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation. We are 2 minutes past the hour. We might have people who are joining us, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I want to value your time. Anybody who's already on here, I want to value your time. And if you're recording or you're watching the recording, I want to value your time as well. I don't want you to have to sit through 5 minutes of we're waiting for people to show up. Don't worry, the recording is here. I'm going to post it probably to the YouTube and the Facebook group and those sort of things. But in the meantime, hi, I'm Kelly Yogurt. Kind of sounds a little bit like yogurt. And welcome to From Burnout to Brilliance, a solo entrepreneur's guide to recovery and prevention of burnout. You don't have to be a solo entrepreneur. You can be a professional. Um, I work with a lot of professionals. I work with a lot of solo entrepreneurs. I also work with professionals, business people, medical people. Um, so really, this can be for anybody, but if you're an entrepreneur or a solo entrepreneur, then this is going to be really more for you. But anybody can get value out of this. So be sure to invite your friends to view the recording or forward it to them as well, because there's some really nice nuggets in here. Just going to go ahead and silence my cell phone for a moment. And let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Maybe. Those of you who know me know how I am about technology. It's so difficult sometimes. All right, I'm gonna put me over here. So me talking is not distracting myself. So again, if you're new, if you haven't met me before, hey y'all, I'm Kelly here. It kind of sounds a little bit like yogurt. I'm a doctoral candidate at Saybrook University in their College of Integrative Medicine and Health Sciences. And within that umbrella, my major is in mind body medicine. So, yes, hey, if we're meeting for the first time, I'm also an author. I'm a transformational hypnosis coach. My specialty is in trauma recovery hypnosis. So, hypnosis for trauma recovery, like PTSD, complex PTSD, and burnout. So, I've been a holistic practitioner for over 35 years now. I'm a medicine woman, I'm an author, and I really love all things related to mind body medicine, natural medicine, and plant based therapies and plant medicines as well. And of course, all natural things like hypnosis. I'm also a clinical herbalist, clinical aromatherapist, and I have a lot of certifications, as you can see here. Um, but one of the things I'm most proud of, to be honest with you, is the fact that I am a mother and a grandmother. I'm known as Mama to four beautiful grandchildren and one on the way. So that's really where my heart lies, and that's a lot of the reason why that I do what I do. With us being a solo entrepreneur, so that I can have the time and the freedom to spend as much time as I can with my grandbabies because we love them so much. But again, a trauma informed hypnotherapist, functional medicine coach, Reiki master, breathwork facilitator, sound healer as well. So, again, a very passionate person. So, I've had a lot of certifications. And if you would like my full curriculum vitae, just shoot me a message. I'm happy to share, a little bit more about me. And you can always learn about me on Facebook and social media and all the things. One small disclaimer before we get started. This presentation is for educational purposes only. You can check more about my work at mamakelly.com. That's Kelly with an I, or kellyhuger.com. So I wanted to tell a little bit about my story and how I got to be doing the work that I'm doing. So I had really, really extreme challenges from being in a narcissistic, abusive relationship. And also being a solo entrepreneur. I was a veteran homeschooler, so I homeschooled my child for many years. And then towards the end of her journey of me homeschooling, I began to see clients in plant medicine with plant therapy, like aromatherapy and herbalism, and started teaching classes, started teaching workshops, classes. I started having apprentices. And the challenges of being in a narcissistic relationship, and then trying to layer on all the things of being, an entrepreneur and doing all the things, like giving everything I had to everybody, and I had nothing left. Now, unfortunately for me, this triggered a really major chronic illness, of which I was diagnosed with dysautonomia POTS when I think I was right around 37 or so. And then I was later diagnosed with complex post traumatic stress disorder, which all exacerbated my chronic illness as well. But what happened with me, unfortunately, was conventional medicine failed me. I knew that had to be a better way. I remember the darkest day of my life. I remember thinking, I can't go on anymore. And I just felt so defeated and hopeless. And I heard a whisper, and the whisper said, "Look up." And when I looked up, I looked at the clouds and I saw my grandbaby's face. And in that moment, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to get through it. I had no money. I didn't know at the time, but I would eventually become homeless for a little while, and I had no money at the time to really get support. But I knew no matter what, if I couldn't do it for myself, I knew I was going to do it for my grandbaby. And so I tried things, conventional medicine again didn't work for me, but I knew I had to reclaim my power. I knew I had to reclaim my life. So that led me to uncover a natural method for reclaiming my inner fire, my joy, my peace, and my life after a period of such total darkness. And now I teach other people, mostly women, some men as well, but mostly women. But I now teach these same tools, the same evidence-based tools that I discovered. And of course, I'm not trying to brag, but I do have a 98% success rate. And so I'm going to share some of these tools with you. We have limited time, of course, so I can only share a little bit. But if you'd like a little bit more information, we can jump on a phone call and we talk, more in detail about what that might look for you. And of course, I've sent a link. This is the link to my group program as well. So for those of you who are DIYers, do-it-yourselfers, had a concussion a couple years ago, so sometimes my words get twisted around. So if you're a DIYer and you'd like to check out the group program, you're welcome to do that. And I want you to focus a little bit in on the picture, because this was me not long after I had that fateful day of I cannot go on, I'm not going to be able to go on. And then the other picture is me just a couple years ago. So you can see the life spark in my eyes, and the smile is genuine as well. And I can honestly say that with the tools and the therapeutics that I have learned and that I now share with others has been absolutely radically life changing, radically life changing. And so I'm so blessed now to be able to share some of this information with you. So I want to talk a little bit about burnout. Before I do, I want to show this clip because it's so funny, and I hope it comes up. The last time it didn't come up for me, so let's see if it comes up. Hopefully it does.
Excuse me?
Mrs. Foreman.
I have spent years picking every item in this room so that I would be surrounded by the things I love and the people I thought loved me.
Hey, Kitty, how about a nap?
And you, have you fixed the damn clicker yet? There's a clicker if it won't click. Oh my goodness. I am flying right off the handle.
Okay, I rewound. Because I realized I had my headphones in. I wasn't sure if you could hear it at first. So I love that scene, and a lot of people attribute that scene to menopause. And unfortunately for women, um, everything with women, I did a blog on this. You can go to my website if you want, kellyhuger.com or Mama Kelly, about medical misogyny, because with women, it seems like everything related to women, it has to be hormones. But that scene is such a great scene about somebody who's really burnt out. Like they're doing all the things, and they just finally blow up, and then they're the crazy one, even though they've been doing all the things for so many years. They're exhausted, overwhelmed, and whatnot, and then they have the day that they lose it. And of course, that means they're the bad guy in that moment. But it really doesn't mean that. It means that they've been overstretched, overworked, and overwhelmed for so many years that they finally just, you know, have an emotional outburst. So here is a definition of burnout, and then we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like as well. And again, if you need more support, here's access to the group program. You can check that out. And again, I can only share so much with you, but I'd love to share more tools, and we can talk about what that looks like here at the end of the call. But burnout, really, the term we use is burnout, or some people call that adrenal burnout. That's really not the appropriate term, and it's okay. We know what that means. But really, it's allostatic load. It really means that the body is out of homeostasis. So think about your car. When you're driving your car and this light comes on, and you're like, oh, I'll probably have a little more time to get to the mechanic. And then this light comes on. Oh, it's probably okay, but I need to make an appointment. So total burnout and allostatic load burden is every light in the car is bing, 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 bing. And what happens with people, and especially I see this with women, because we tend to be the do everything and help everyone but ourselves, is one light comes on and we don't recognize it. We think, oh, we can keep going. Then another light keeps on. We're like, that's okay, we can keep doing. And before you know, we're driving the car and there's no oil in it, there's no gas, and we've completely neglected everything. And then we wonder why we either, God forbid, fall ill with a chronic illness like I did, or we just cannot move and cannot get off the couch. So first of all, I want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with you if you're experiencing this. It's the body's way of saying, hey, you've got to slow down, you've got to nourish yourself. And if it has triggered a chronic illness as well, like it did in me, then I work specifically with people who have chronic illnesses and who have complex stress syndrome. So those are my two zone of geniuses. So that we can talk a little bit more about that as well. If you have a chronic illness and you're like, oh, I want to talk a little bit about that related to this, totally, I'm your person. So for solo entrepreneurs, this can come on because you're like juggling tasks. You have limited support. Like, I don't know about you, but if you're an entrepreneur and you don't come from a family of entrepreneurs, you can sometimes get some, or friends maybe not understand. So you can get some backlash a little bit on that. But the demands are there, right? And after a while, those demands keep on and on and on. And if we're not nourishing ourselves, then those demands can take over. So here are some of the symptoms: mental exhaustion, problems focusing, emotional outbursts, like we saw earlier, insomnia, poor sleep, or you're exhausted during the day, but you can't sleep at night because your mind racing. Total burnout symptom. Um, Headaches, chronic headaches, chronic migraines, also a sign of burnout. Again, I mentioned sleep disturbances, weakened immune system. I know for me, one of the first things that started, I was getting everything coming and going. Everything coming and going. Fatigue, Again, lack of mental clarity or mental function as well. And then you can start to have other types of symptoms, like you can lack creativity in your business. And without creativity and your mental clarity, if you're running a business, this is going to cost you money, and that's not what you want. So over time, this prolonged stress hinders your business, hinders your health, and again can lead to chronic conditions. Again, we want to avoid that if we can at all cost. All right, so what I wanted to do real quick before I talk a little bit about some of the other tools is I would like to just walk you through just a little bit of a mini hypnosis session. So if you're driving, do not do this. You can do it later. But what I'd like for you to do is kind of settle back in your chair. And if it feels comfortable for you to close your eyes, you may do so. If for whatever reason that's not comfortable for you, then I'm going to invite you to leave your eyes open and fixate on a spot on the wall. So either fixating on a spot on the wall or the ceiling, that feels comfortable for you, or simply allowing the eyes to close. And whichever one you choose to do, just allow yourself to tend to your breath in this moment. So breathing in through the nose and just beginning to notice the cool air around the nostrils as you're sensing the air coming in through the nostrils. And then on the exhale, feeling the warm air leaving the nostrils, or even leaving the breath through the mouth if you choose to open. So let's take a couple of breaths here, breathing in through the nostrils and breathing out, almost like you're blowing out a candle even. So take a couple of deep breaths here again, and then allow yourself to settle into a comfortable, easy, and gentle breathing pattern. Not really doing anything or fixating on anything, but just allowing the breath to come. And beginning to notice that as you allow the breath to come, the breath will always come. And begin to focus on lengthening the exhale, knowing the inhale will always be there for you. And over the next couple of breaths, lengthen and exhale a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And now, if it feels comfortable for you to close your eyes, I invite you to do so. And if you've done so already, you might just allow them to flutter, the eyelids to flutter a bit. Perhaps even taking just a little bit of a cleansing swallow if that feels comfortable for you as well. And now what I'd like for you to do is choose a color. Red, green, blue, lavender, white, whatever color you like. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in that color. So breathing in the white light. And then every time you exhale, allow yourself to go a little bit deeper into that relaxation place. And now with the next breath, imagining that color being like a large ball or egg over your head. And allowing that same color to touch the top of your head. And now allowing it to work down the body, eyelids, ears, allowing the jaw to drop. And as the color comes in contact with the eyelids and the ears and the jaw, just allow every part of that body to relax. And now allowing it to move further down to the chin area and the neck area. And again, allowing it each time that moves down a little further and further, a little deeper and deeper. You allow yourself to settle in a little bit more and a little bit more. Just allowing the color to wash over you and bringing you increased comfort and increased calm. And now perhaps maybe allowing it to work down past the sternum, relaxing the ribs and the shoulders. Maybe allowing it to come to the belly area and softening the belly. Now moving on deeper and deeper, now further and further down, a little bit further in the pelvic region and the thighs, allowing that all to relax. A little bit more and a little bit more. Again, just allowing the color to relax you and wash over you. Now, not allowing it to come down to the knees and the shins and the calves. All the way down, going a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. Now going all the way down to the ankle and the heel. And feeling the whole body, allowing the whole body, inviting yourself to allow the whole body to relax a little bit more and a little bit more. Now allowing it to come all the way out through the feet, the soles of the feet, the arches, and each toe. And then I'm going to count backwards from 5 and allow it to finish up in 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Perfect, perfect. And now I'd like you to come back to the space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes and come back to this space with me. And that's just a mini way that you can use hypnosis. And in this case, I used hypnosis and a short progressive muscle relaxation activity. This is such a really short, easy thing that you can do every day, a couple of times a day, that can help you drop out of fight or flight into rest and digest and really nourish that nervous system. Now I want to talk about some more tips that can be supportive as well. So one of the things, of course, we just did was a mini hypnosis session. So mind body medicine is a comprehensive model of medicine that supports the mind, body, and spirit. And we are on equal footing with conventional medicine. And some of us would argue that we actually are more beneficial than conventional medicine because we address the body as a whole, body, mind, spirit, and comprehensive well-being. And of course, we just explored a nice little easy hypnosis technique. And I actually have a self-hypnosis class as well. So if you're interested in that, I can share a little bit more about what that's like as well. Now, one of the things that I like as a clinical aromatherapist and a clinical herbalist is to integrate plant-based therapies. Now, today I'm just going to talk about a few aromatherapy tools, but I love aromatherapy because the smell goes right in through the limbic system and it can immediately impact the mood and emotions, and it can immediately relax you, invigorate you, whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever it is rather that you need in that moment aromatherapy can provide. Again, here's another link to the group program if you would like to learn a bit more about the tools that I teach with that. And the thing with aromatherapy is we know that this is great for stress reduction, right? And we know that not only can it improve cognitive function, it can relax the mind, it can help you to sleep, and support your cognitive function as well. But when we pair that with hypnosis and we use like our mini session that we had there with aromatherapy, that these two paired together are very great synergy, right? So they have a synergistic role. Instead of 1 and 1 is 2, it's like 1 and 1 equals 30. So we have the idea that we can reduce stress, we can support mental clarity, and this obviously is best led by an experienced practitioner such as myself, obviously. But the tools that I'm going to teach you today, just like what we just did, are some things that you can go ahead and get started on at home. And then, we can talk about other support that can be beneficial for you as well. So here are some essential oils that I like that I'd like to share with you and that I share with my private clients and my group program. And of course, as a clinical aromatherapist, I have a lot of choices. I used to make botanical perfume and all kinds of different aromatherapy roll-ons and remedies. I'm just going to share a couple with you now that can be good for the home pharmaceutical for you. Lavender is probably one of the most well-researched essential oils, and it's known for its relaxing and calming properties. So most people probably own this, and it is great at reducing stress. It can be supported for to promote more tranquility. It is very supportive to reduce headaches and really begin to bring more mental clarity as well. So it's very versatile, has a lot of research behind it. Bergamot, which is a citrus essential oil. You want to always keep your citrus essential oils in the refrigerator, by the way. And this is great to uplift the mood, reduce the feelings of anxiety, and really promote a cheerful atmosphere. So I actually use this. Actually, had developed a botanical perfume a couple years ago with bergamot in it, and it was really, really a great. It's a great botanical perfume that not only helps you to relax but improve the mood. This is a great for the winter blues. Bergamot essential oil is also great for winter blues, so makes it really, really suitable to help promote positive mindset. Another one that I like is peppermint. Peppermint is very uplifting. Peppermint is really, really strong, so you want to be really careful when you're using it. Very strong, but it's very uplifting. It's very invigorating. So a couple drops of peppermint on your on a cotton ball near your workstation or in a diffuser can really uplift, invigorate the mind. If you have that 3 p.m. slump, right there, peppermint is great to a great pick me up. Just put a couple drops, or use your oil in a blend topically, and maybe rub a little bit under the nose or on the wrist with proper blending ratios, obviously. Or even just, again, put it in a diffuser. That's my best way that I like to use it. And if you need resources for that, shoot me an email or shoot me a text and I can help you out with that as well. Peppermint also, again, mental alertness. It is great for that, to really help you to invigorate your mind. And again, always use safety with all essential oils. I am NAHA clinical certified, so promoting safety is my number one goal. Tangerine. Okay, this is one, I don't know a lot of people who use this, but I love tangerine essential oil. Again, another one of the citrus ones. And it is really one of my favorite for supporting mood elevation, reducing anxiety, and it can also reduce insomnia. And it's like a ray of sunshine every day. So you can even kind of mix these up and play with them. Excuse me. Now, some of the benefits of hypnosis, especially for daily routine, can really help create a calming environment, can help you restore and revitalize your nervous system, can reduce headaches, can reduce pain, can support sleeping through the night. And American Medical Association actually approved hypnosis back in the 50s. But we have been, as a humanoid species, we have been using hypnotic and trance-based modalities unofficially before science came along since the beginning of being in what we know as Homo sapiens, right? So when they stared at the campfire, you know, all those years ago, they were using hypnotic trance. You know, tribes who go around the campfire and drum and sing, that's hypnotic trance. We use those day in, day out. Most all cultures have used some sort of hypnotic trance based modality, even though they wasn't called that then, since the beginning of time. So it's something we're all using all the time. If you like Apple over Android or Android over Apple, you're already using hypnosis because you've already had a level of being hypnotized, or you are suggestible because you have chosen one or the other. So the idea that only certain amount of people can be hypnotized is actually not true. Actually, the higher intelligence you are, not only the more likely you are to be hypnotized, but the more suggestible you are. So that's one of the biggest misnomers that I hear from people. People are like, I'm so smart, I can't be hypnotized. And it's actually the opposite of the truth. So the higher your intelligence is, the more likely you are to be suggestible. And I find personally, with working with solo entrepreneurs over the years, that they're actually above average intelligence. And that's why we see so much benefits when they work with a professional hypnotist. Again, just leveraging things that we already do naturally. One of the things, of course, I want to mention consistency is key. We want to focus on relaxation. We can do alert hypnosis. That's typically done for other conditions. Um, but I have done eyes open, wide awake, alert hypnosis as well. But typically for burnout, I do recommend that people do go into a relaxation state because we need that anyway. One of the other things I really, really like and I teach my clients is I am statements while they're in hypnosis. So I am whatever to the positive. I am worthy. I am successful. I am whatever. And when I'm working with entrepreneurs or even just other clients, we formulate these I am statements for them personally. All right, so self-care is sacred work. And so now what I want to teach you is how to create a routine. So here's an action step that I'm inviting you to. And again, here's more information about my group program where I talk about more aromatherapy tools, more herbal tools, more breathwork tools, and more hypnosis type interventions as well, along with some other mind body medicine tools that are very, very valuable. But one of the things you want to do is set the scene. So you can designate a tranquil space for your self-care practice and choose an essential oil. And if you have a diffuser, I like a water diffuser, so I put it in my water diffuser. And I set that next to me, but you don't have to have fancy things. You can just put a couple of drops on a cotton ball and wave it underneath your nose or set it next to you on your pillow, or you can put a drop or two, maybe one little drop of lavender on your pillow and lay down if you like. And then step two is we're going to start with some deep breaths, some relaxing breaths, kind of like what we did in the beginning of this section, where we're really just breathing in and breathing out and settling into a comfortable space within us. Some people like to choose a word to breathe in, like breathe in the word calm, or breathe out the word relaxed, or breathe in the word confident, or breathe out the word content. Really, that's up to you. You can start with something simple as you want. But if choosing a word or seeing a word in your mind's eye helps you to do that, then I invite you to do whatever works for you. And then, of course, step three is visualize. Visualize some positive scenes, like a favorite nature spot that you have, or a favorite vacation spot that you have, and really beginning to notice the smell coming in, the visual of imagery of where you're going, like a garden or the beach, whatever. And that might be an opportunity for you to choose an aromatherapy essential oil rather that matches whatever you'd like to do. That's fine as well. The body, as you go into this, your mind will adjust to what it likes. So you don't have to worry about that. Your mind will adjust and go where it needs to go. So you may even want to record it on your phone as you're visualizing your spot, saying, I am successful and calm in your own words, really slow. I allow myself to rest. Rest is productive, right? So you see what we're doing is we're actually putting in suggestions to the unconscious mind, and we're going to begin to use our mind like magic. So you can begin to do this and just you can even do this once a day, or you can just do some mindful breathing a few minutes a day. Wherever you can start somewhere. A lot of people like to start in the evening. That helps them to wind down in the evening. You wouldn't want to use peppermint in the evening. It's too invigorating. You want to use a calming one like lavender. But start in the evening, and this can really help you to go into a restful sleep. Shut off your phone, shut off the news, shut off social media about an hour and a half before you go to bed. All that stuff is bombarding you, and it's causing the mind to continue to work. And we want to prepare the mind to do the work it needs to do in your sleep state, so that you can get the benefits that you want of I'm focused and energized, but want to allow these suggestions to go in and relax the mind a little bit. So here are some of the benefits of doing this often. You can alleviate stress and promote emotional balance. You can improve mental clarity and focus. You can reduce headaches. You can reduce, if you have a chronic condition, you can reduce the flare-ups with a chronic condition. Again, if you have a chronic condition with burnout, definitely want to contact me. Or if you're in total burnout, you definitely want to schedule a call with me because I have a lot of other tools that I can support you with, and I want to be able to share more things with you. And again, this can support well-being in general as well. So even if you're not in burnout, you can do this as well, and it's going to help you have more energy during the day, help you to sleep better at night. So again, creating a supportive environment for yourself, designing a tranquil workspace. This can be really fun. When I first started my doctoral program, one of the first assignments we had was to create an area for our Zen work, and I did, and it was really fun to create that area. The creating the area for myself was almost as fun as actually using the area. So, use this opportunity to tend to yourself and create a sacred space for yourself, right? Design a little tranquil workspace. You get your diffuser if you like, or if your budget is not in it for right now. Again, a couple of drops on a cotton ball is fine. You can also use nature sounds or waterfall sounds, or there's sounds on YouTube that have music. I do sound healing as well. I don't do a lot of that like I used to, but you can listen to some sound healing music as well. Whatever resonates with you. This is your place. This is your space. This is your time. And this is where you can use your positive affirmations. I am calm. I am focused. I am worthy. I am successful. I take care. I love my body and take care of my body to allow it to rest and rejuvenate, whatever. Always keep it to the positive. So if you need support with that, obviously reach out as well. Now, mindful work breaks. This is another simple tool that can be very, very supportive. About every hour or so, take about a 1 to 3 minute short break and do some breath work, just like we did in the beginning. Just breathing in, allowing the belly to inflate, and then exhale. Just a few minutes of this can go a long way. Please start these seated. If you're not used to doing this, you can actually get dizzy. We are not really getting the amount of oxygen exchange that we should be getting. The bears not chase us anymore like in ancient times, but yet the bear is stressed now. And so the bear's always figuratively chasing us when we don't get the proper oxygen exchange. So start these seated, please. Just a couple minutes, maybe set your phone, maybe work 90 minutes and set a 3-minute mindful session. If you have tea or water or whatnot, you can actually just hold on to that and sip that and just be present in that moment and do your breath work. Just breathe in and noticing the feeling of what the cup feels, right? Or notice the smell of the tea, or if there's steam coming off it. This is a great mindful way to be present in the moment. Again, drop out of fight or flight and really get into rest and digest, which can help nourish the nervous system to begin to heal. And I've got a lot of testimonials, but this is just one I want to share with you. And you can look at my reviews on Google as well, Sweetwater Wellness Center. But here's one of them. I just could not believe how small changes and powerful hypnosis we did together could make a difference in my focus and energy. And thanks, Kelly. You were amazing. And that was one of my happy solo entrepreneur clients who worked with me, who came to me with burnout. And not only did she reduce her burnout, she actually doubled her income. So she was doing less and earning more. And that's the power of this work, that we can actually do less and earn more with the right support and with the right tools. So I'm thrilled that you joined me or that you're watching the replay, whatever that is. And I'm so glad and happy to support you. So I went ahead and giving you my phone number here, 804-YA-HYPNO. That's 804-924-9766. Again, here's a link to the group if you'd like to learn more about the tools that I teach there as well. And one of the things that I see as a practitioner, now I've been between an herbalism practitioner, a functional medicine coach, and now a hypnotherapist. I've been seeing clients since 2008. I did take a short break for my life crash of what I talked to you a little about earlier. So I did take a short break, but I have been seeing clients since about 2008. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see with clients is thinking that they can figure it out on their own and save the money. And yes, you may be able to do that, but it's been my experience of doing this for this many years that what people typically do is they think, I can figure this out on my own. And then what happens is 5, 10, 15 years later, maybe not that many since I've just been doing it since 2008, but many years later, what I end up seeing is that they're often in the same place that they were when I taught them the tools at the beginning. They initiated the tools, they started the tools, but they didn't get any forward momentum, right? They didn't get any forward motion. So if you are dedicated to getting forward motion, to reversing burnout, and getting more good days and bad days. And if you're a solo entrepreneur, not only reversing and reducing burnout, but being able to bring in more money while doing less, then this is for you. And I'm thrilled to extend to you an invitation to ignite your inner fire breakthrough session. Now, typically this is valued at $400, but because you've either watched this recording or you've shown up or you just are really, really dedicated to yourself, I'd like to offer this for you for free. But however, I don't do a lot of these sessions because I'm finishing up my PhD, because I have clients that I see already. So I only open up a couple of these a month. So what I do is I do have an application for you to fill out. And if it looks like we would be a match to work together and I have an opening for that month, then we'll schedule an appointment and we can talk about not only what is coming up for you, what does your life look like now, and delve into your unique situation, but we can actually talk about what tools and strategies would be perfect suited for your particular unique situation. So I don't do cookie cutter programs. I've never done cookie cutter programs. All my clients will tell you that there's no scripts, there's no whatever, that everything is on the cuff, on the fly. When I meet off the cuff, on the cuff, whatever, whatever the right word is. But when I meet people, I work with them with what they present and not just pull something out of a book or whatever. Everything is tailored to them and their unique situation. So you can either text me 804-YA-HYPNO, 804-924-9766, and we can set up a time to chat. And if you are a DIYer and you're like DIYer and you want to look more into the group program, it's a low-cost program and it has a lot of tools. It's about 6 weeks worth of tools, but once you're in, it's unlimited. And I teach aromatherapy tools, herbal tools. I make suggestions for functional nutrition as well, breath work, guided imagery, hypnosis. It's really a well-rounded program. And once you're in, you have lifetime access to it. You can go back over the tools over and over and over again. And that is really a low-cost program. I think the price is going to go up on it, but I think right now it's only like $97 as of this recording. That will not always be the price. But as of this recording, that's the price, which is super duper cheap. So thank you for joining me. Oh, let's go back. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, thanks for joining me. If you have questions, concerns, or wonderings, please feel free to reach out to me. I am here to support you. I know my days are often packed, but we can schedule something in advance and we will sit down together and we, again, will talk about your unique situation and what are some powerful tools that would be beneficial for you. So thanks for joining me and I hope you have a great day and an awesome possum day. Thanks so much, guys.